In the next hour, we've got the CEOs of Canada's biggest banks on the year that was and what's in store for 2017.
Every Monday, we take you to a geopolitical hotspot, a place where tensions may be flaring, populations migrating, and politics shifting.
There are plenty of positive signs on the Canadian economic outlook right now.
Do you see that trend continuing?
Are you concerned about needing to fulfill those very high expectations now?
The product may be ready for showtime, but Aeroonics has one key hurdle.
Get us up to speed here. What's going on with the deal?
The so-called CETA, or the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, this big trade deal between Canada and the EU that took 5 years to negotiate, this is what you would call the 11th hour.
We are not seeing, any major indications suggesting that there's going to be weakness.
We have to recognize we're competing globally. To have global brands is important as well.
I think people might take issue with that.
So you're seeing the government take very progressive strides towards making this a reality?
They are working very hard to do that.
But you are short Facebook.
I'm short Facebook.
And you have been since LinkedIn.
Well, I was long LinkedIn, and that was how it all started. I was long LinkedIn, and someone caused me for a comment, someone from Bloomberg, I think.
Of course it was somebody from Bloomberg.
Yeah, and you put that together and you project that into the future, 5-10 years out, it doesn't look good, does it?
This sensor has been programmed to let your phone know that you're about to get in the car.
You've got the Vancouver and Toronto housing markets, which exhibit their own characteristics. You've got the oil-affected regions. Then you've got the rest of the country.
Which markets would you like to enter into domestically and internationally?
So for us, it's Vancouver, Toronto, Seattle are kind of the three legs on the stool.
The headlines are this: the Toronto office market is extraordinarily strong.
I think Trudeau is playing more defense than offense when it comes to this Washington visit.
How do you factor that into your planning or your thinking about your business right now?
When we're making investments, we will look at some of our our capital is going to be in the ground for 15 years. Now you can always pick it up and move, but you don't want to do that.
Our head office will always remain in Canada.
Talk to me about that and how unusual it struck you when this first crossed.
It's pretty unusual to have a deal of this size come across Bay Street and not have anybody disclosed as to be the lender.
Has your risk monitor ratcheted higher?
What's really interesting actually about the UK venture funding landscape and startup ecosystem overall is that it's actually been a really good news story for the last number of years.
So some interpretation was the deal is rocky.
Everybody likes to read everything into these things.
We do need to execute.
Well, I think it's not our job to blow sunshine at the market.
Our budget, though, is about what we can do in Canada to make sure our country remains strong.
Trade is important, and we're a big believer in the power of trade agreements throughout our platform.
You're not an innovator until you get money, and you're not a proper innovator till you're getting it to scale.
Contrast that with Mexico, where President Peña Nieto had to cancel his trip.
What Trump is proposing here through this executive order is to overhaul this visa program.
What about the criticism of you that you are trolling this company to reap your reward? What do you say to that?
Well, I'd say those people are full of more crap than a Christmas turkey.
Do you have a horizon on what's next?
Well, I don't have a plan with a date on it. I can say that categorically.
The opportunities in Canada in the wider infrastructure, is huge.